Now, you guys know I love to start my show with some celebrity news. And baby, it's just been a lot of stuff going on in the streets. Today, I want to start off talking about Carlee Russell. She has been found guilty of 2 misdemeanors in relations to faking her kidnapping. And the state recommends that she spend 1 year in jail and pay a fine of $831 and restitution for $17,974. You know, all we can hope, ma'am, is that you learned your lesson because there's too many black and brown bodies, definitely women and children that has been missing, and they did not receive an inkling of what you received when the world in your city was trying to look for you. It's very unfortunate. And shout out to Candace Owens because she said, look, sis, I will pay you to come on to the show because we want to know what you were doing in what those 48 hours of her missing. Like, we really, really want to know the story. Okay. You say you was with a truck driver and with orange hair, all this stuff. But I'm gonna let you hear what Candace Owens had to say.
Anything, please come on this show. We are begging. I will pay the $18,000 fine if you sit down with me and give me a one-on-one on where you were for the 48 hours. I mean that. Take it to the bank, Carlee Russell. Talk to me on this show about where the heck you were for 48 hours. America deserves to know.
Dude definitely deserved to know. Because, child, that greasy story that you told us, and us conspiracy theories and those who are already, we think we investigators, it was a lot of fishiness that we already began to smell, honey. And we were like, listen, something ain't adding up. Hopefully, like I say, Miss Young Thang learned her lesson because that was not cool at all. And I hope that those who are truly missing can be found, their cases can be solved, because there's a lot more resources that we need out here to find those who are truly missing, who've been missing for years, months. It's crazy. All right. So speaking of craziness and kidnapping, my boy Jussie Smollett, he is now headed to rehab. Yes, he will be treated at a facility. His team said it has been really extremely difficult for him for these past few years. He has quietly been working very hard for some time now, and that they are proud for him taking this necessary step. And I definitely agree. I love me some Jussie. I met him personally, interviewed him when I was on Power 96 back in 2017. And, we still don't understand why he did what he did, which was he hired 2 Africans to kidnap him and attack him, and lied and said it was Trump supporters who tried to, kill him and take him out. And he was sentenced to 150 days in jail for the incident. But, he was then released from jail, and he appealed it a short time after that sentence. So, the good thing that I love is that he is working. He's working on a couple of movies. He's working on a project with Vivica Fox. We've seen him hanging with Taraji P. Henson. So I'm just glad to see that in spite of the craziness, that he's getting back to work. We all make mistakes. We all have things that, baby, we wish upon a star will never reach the public eye, And I hope he too as well has learned his lesson. But sometimes people will just continue to hold you to your past, right? And so hopefully he can go into rehab, really get the help that he needs, heal from this, and move forward. And you just have to have the mindset not everyone is going to let it go. Unfortunately, that's the world that we're living in. So I pray he get the tools, okay? The tools to be able to maneuver through the negativity that I feel he's always going to receive. It's always going to be a joke. Like, it's just always going to be a joke. It is what it is. So yeah. Speaking of something that's not a joke, big congratulations to Drake. Drake, he ties with Michael Jackson for the fourth most number one singles in history. Yes. Drake is celebrating an exceptional chart accomplishment this week as he secures the number one spot on both the Billboard 200 album charts and the Hot 100 song ranking. We know Drake is the man, okay? He is the record killer. And so I'm not surprised that he reached this accomplishment. He is now on the same level as one of the greatest and most successful artists to ever conquer this world, Michael Jackson. So big ups to him. Um, I'm just waiting for the next new music because Drake is dope. I love Drake. I hope to sit down with Drake one day. Okay. So that's some good news right there. I want to get into Will and Miss Jada. And I hate the double standards when it comes to women because the world is mad right now that Jada is choosing to tell her side of the story. But it was okay for Will though. It was okay for Will when he wrote his memoir to go around and say how he felt about the marriage and the relationship. And unfortunately people just can't stand that Jada is telling her side, and I don't get it. Um, so she is coming out with her memoir. Everyone has a right to tell their story, and it's called Worthy. I think I'm gonna cop this one because it seems to be very, very, very juicy. Now, some of the things that she has been talking about was, for one, she did reveal that Tupac proposed to her while he was in Rikers Island. Now, we've heard, a lot of stories from Jada um, over the years about her relationship with Tupac, how close they were, the things that they did together. So we knew it was like some type of romantic relationship going on. But Sister Girl dropped the tea because we ain't never hear the fact that my boo thing, my boo proposed to her. Okay, first of all, let me let you hear what she had to say. He proposed to you while he was in jail. I talk about this in the book when I go to see him in Rikers. When I wrote about that in the book, and when I had to talk about it, speak my words for the audible version of the book. That was probably one of the more painful parts, seeing him there, the condition that he was in, and having to leave him there. And he was in bad shape. And so when he asked me to get married, he was at Rikers. And I knew at that time that, he needed somebody to do time with him, which I was going to do anyway. He didn't have to marry me to do time. Right? I'm here. I see why we love you. We know it be a lot of men that go to prison and they be lonely. So they looking for their best kept secret, okay, to ride and do the time with them. And what I love and I respect about Jada is that she was like, look, I get it. I understand that you feel like you need me to be here with you, right? But I really love that she was wise, okay, and didn't get caught up in the fluff. For her to really truly see the situation and maybe the desperation that he felt at that time, and wanted to make sure that she would be there for him. She didn't fall for the okie doke. And you know, sometimes ladies, we be falling for the okie doke. So that's one thing that I applaud her for, really seeing and going deep with that. Because she could have been caught up. Okay. And we know that Mr. Player, and you know, he was a ladies' man, and he, Sister Girl said, no, I ain't gonna get caught up in all this. And she also revealed that she was selling drugs as a teenager. Hmm. She said that was my solution at the particular time to survive. It put me into a lot of danger, and I hurt a lot of people along the way. She also said you can get caught up in the scenery. She said I was rolling with some really high rollers at the time. That's a whole nother Jada that would chase somebody down the alley with a switchblade because they stole $700. Or she said the Jada that will sell crack cocaine and then get set up, and two dudes come in with a 9mm, and she gets a gun put to her head. So Jada, she was out here playing gangster. And it's so funny because Jim Jones was like, hey, we need to get this solidified. It's still some crackheads from the 80s and 90s that's still living. We need to, fact check this, because we like, wait, hold up, what? This small petite, looking like she an angel girl, but you out here in these streets selling cocaine and switchblading people. I'm not too surprised. I was like, oh, okay, I can see that. I can dig that. That probably is. Jada about that life. It's probably why Will liked her. Um, Also, she talked about Chris Rock. And I'm going to let you hear what she had to say.
Looks to me and he says, Jada, I meant no harm. Now, I'm just out of it because I'm really worried about
and what's Will doing? He's just sitting there?
And Will's still talking. He's like, he's still, because now he's mad because Chris is talking to me. And I go, Chris, this is about some old shit. That's all I could think to say, right? And I couldn't really take in his apology.
How unusual for Will, a guy who, on that kind of stage to do something so insane.
Absolutely.
It's totally out of character.
It's not him whatsoever.
So the gag is that her and Will have been separated for the last 7 years, right? And it's unfortunate because with the whole entanglement situation, you know what I'm saying? She really got ridiculed at that time. Like she said that her and Will decided to come to the Red Table Talk to tell the truth about where they were in their marriage. However, when the cameras came on, Mr. Will said he wasn't ready. And Sister Girl still foot the bill and said, all right, I'll let my character get destroyed because I love you. And that's why I think y'all need to put some respect on Jada's name, okay? Because that in itself, most people won't do. And I know women, we really, really ride for our man. And we take a lot and we sacrifice a lot. And we do things like that. So, they were not together when the whole entanglement situation went down. Okay? They've been separated, but they refused to get a divorce. And we've heard the stories of Will being out here with different women himself. But like I say, it always gotta be a double standard, you know? And so now we know the truth. They're not together. And that's why she said she was really appalled at what happened with the whole Chris Rock situation because they were not even calling each other husband and wife. But the gag is, it was a point in time, because Hollywood, it's a small circle or whatnot. And Chris Rock tried to ask her out. And Will didn't like that. So that's the grudge that Brother Man probably been holding on to all this time. And they try to blame it on the whole alopecia situation, which that was furthest from the truth. They had to come up with something quick, right? But that was just like, wow, okay, okay. So he just, she just out here looking like a fool. And that's why people don't be wanting to hear from her. They always coming down on her because it seems as if she was trying to play Will when she really wasn't. She was just playing her position and willing to take some punches for their marriage. But I feel like, look, there ain't no way to live. Y'all either gonna want to get it together and fix it and do the work, because 7 years is a long time to be separated without trying to figure out, okay, what we gonna do, what we doing, okay. And that's why people mistaked their marriage as an open relationship, right? Because we didn't know the full story. Sister girl, we didn't know the full story. But we was like, girl, do your thing, because what we hearing in the streets, what Will's doing, honey, I know you ain't just trying. But I hope that wherever, which way that it go, that they both get out of this situation healthy and whole. And it was so funny because Will, he posted on his social media, he was out on the boat living his best life and said he on mute, you know, which is respect because he had his time, went on tour and talked about his memoir. Now it's her. And I don't know why the kids are mad. It came out with an article that the children are not really liking how mom's out here telling the family business. But I'm just still stuck on Will did it, so why she can't? Okay. So I'm going to keep y'all locked in with this story. All right.